Hello, it is Tracy from Launch Tech Made Easy. This is take 2. I'm just going to double check over here and make sure everything's working. There I am. Okay. I apologize. I did a whole live thinking that I was talking to you and there was nothing going on. So I am back. Okay. I am Tracy from Launch Tech Made Easy, and today I am going to get up on my soapbox a little bit because we're going to talk about money. But don't worry, I'm not going to let this get weird. Here's the thing. Starting an online business is not cheap. It's not the most expensive way to set up a business, but it's not cheap and it's definitely not free. And I'm afraid that too many people are thinking, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to go into online business and it's not going to cost me anything, when the reality is there are a few things that you do need to spend money on. Now, in the past, I've done articles about the places in your business where you can save money when you're setting up your business online. And I will provide links to those right below this video. But today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the places in your business where it actually makes sense to spend money when you're first starting out. The first is your domain. Note that I did not say website. Those are different. Your domain is the actual address of your website. So for me, it's launchtechmadeeasy.com title. Now, as crazy as that may seem, you need to pay for the right to use that name and to reserve that spot on the internet, even if you came up with the name on your own. It's your domain, and it shouldn't cost much money, but it is an expense to consider. And sometimes you won't be able to get the exact domain you want. Sometimes you have to be a little creative. Might have gotten that domain before you. Now, the second part of buying a domain is purchasing a web platform to host your site. And I recommend WordPress.org if you're getting started. With WordPress.org, you need to host your own site, which does have a cost associated with it, but that is minimal, I promise. I've gone over the differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org before, and again, I'll put a link to that below this video. But the bottom line is, in the long run, despite what you see when first signing up, WordPress.org is going to be less expensive and more versatile for your long-term success. Now, there are some things in online business that are easy to change as you build, as you start growing and you start bringing in money. Your email service provider is one of those things. Changing email service providers once your list has grown and you want to have more features isn't hard, but buying a really expensive email service provider or an all-in-one solution like Infusionsoft that is too big to figure out on your own and too expensive to support long-term is a big mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs making. In fact, many multi-million-dollar launches have been done on very simple email services. So don't be afraid that at some point you're going to have to move your list, because it's not nearly as hard or as time-consuming as it seems. In fact, if your business is doing so well that it is time for you to move from one email service provider to another, you're probably going to be able to afford to pay someone to do that migration for you. On the other hand, changing your web platform down the road is a whole different ballgame. It's much more complex. And it usually results in downtime for your website precisely when you're really starting to grow and get traction. So if you start with something like WordPress.org from the beginning, you'll be able to add on features as you need them, and you're probably not ever going to have to change your platform. So that's a good thing, right? Okay, so that's all you need for your website to start out. You need your domain, your host, and your platform. Pretty simple, not too expensive. You don't need a website with all the bells and whistles when you first get going. You just need a website with WordPress installed on it. And you can save your money for that fancy website down the road when you have more time and more money. Now, the next place you're going to spend money is on a landing page service. If you plan to offer products in your business, whether paid or free, a good landing page service is going to be really important. Now, some email service providers also have landing page templates, so you do want to check that out as well. But this is not a place where you want to skimp, because your landing page is going to be what entices people to opt in for your offer, join your list, or buy your product. So you want a landing page that is going to convert viewers into buyers. I've used lead pages for years, and I believe they're the best, most highly converting landing page, but they're, by all means, they're not the only option out there. And they are definitely not the cheapest. Finally, graphic design and video editing are also two places that I see people try to go low cost and wind up paying for it in the end. Now, I'm lumping these two positions together because they sort of fall under the same criteria. If you aren't a good designer, or if you don't know how to edit videos, you should stay away from those things and find contractors that can do them for you. Not only are you going to save yourself time and hassle, your end product is going to be more professional and it will probably bring in more money in the long run. Graphic designers and video editors use specialized programs that get the end results that are crisp and pretty and really effective. And they already own the programs that are required and they know how to use them. You don't need to spend all of your time spinning your wheels and learning these programs. Now, I know at this phase of your business, it can be really tempting to decide to do the work yourself, but in the end, you're just not going to come out ahead. The amount of time you're going to waste trying to learn something not in your wheelhouse is going to cost you money in the long run. Now, I'm not saying you need to be really fancy or that you need to hire somebody really expensive, but you should be able to find good and affordable contractors if you do enough research. Now, if what you're creating is simple and straightforward, by all means, shoot a quick Facebook video or use Canva to put something together really, really quickly. But if you're going for something impactful that is going to be used for a long time, splurge for the professional, because in the end, you're probably going to pay to have it upgraded anyways. I see too many people who spend a huge amount of money having a website designed or paying for a great big major email service provider, but then are too strapped for cash to pay for the things that matter, like a really good landing page service, or to hire help that's going to help move their business forward. Don't be that person. Focus your money on the things that matter. Your domain, the simplest WordPress.org installation you can get by with, a good landing page service, and the help you need to support your business. Maybe a graphic designer to start, and then once your business gets going, you can add a video editor. So that's it for this week. The places where I do think that you need to spend a little money or plan to spend money when you're first getting set up online. Next week, we're going to do something completely different, and we're going to go behind the scenes. And instead of talking about tech tips and tools and different services that I found that work really well, I want to talk a little bit about some things that people have asked me questions about: living on the road full-time, traveling full-time, and how and why we got to that point. So for the next 3 weeks, that will be the topic of our discussions together. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them, either about this video, or if you have questions about any of the things that I've talked about in the past, or about living and working on the road. You can either pop them right below this video, or you can email me at tracy@launchtechmadeeasy.com. Bye-bye. We'll see you next week.